My philosophy of teaching stems from my past, present, and future self. It is influenced by the people around me and my environment. Through reflection and the work I've done, I can see that the main traits of my personality and the fundamentals of who I am can be explained. I can see my characteristics of loving, loyal, trusting, faithful, open-minded, and stubborn yet joyful in my past experiences. I can explain them. But how does this translate into a philosophy of teaching? I've examined my past self, but what about the present? How much has changed from my past self? Easy answer, nothing. The true answer, a lot. We look at it as absorbing our past selves into our present selves to form our own opinions, justify our actions, and change. The summary of all this? Be always learning. I examined my past self and I learned. This learning is what causes my present self. In the moment, I use the knowledge I've gained to make my decisions. My current self is my past combined with my views at the moment. But how does this affect my future self? Why do we have to account for the future even? Your present and your past can shape your wants and needs for the future. John's quote from when I interviewed him was, "Stay curious." I look at this to form my future self and my actions in the present. I want to keep learning, growing, and solving problems. I want to stay curious by continuing my education in a formal institution, becoming a music educator, and learning that not only using my education, but also by learning from the students I will teach and other educators I will meet. So, staying curious to me means looking into the future and knowing what I want out of it, and being open to what the world has for me. I think examining this idea of past, present, and future is a good tool for music educators to determine the goals of what we are trying to achieve instead of the structured methods of how we get there. I have learned in the last few months that we have to challenge traditional music education. We have to adapt and change with the times, with the students, and even with the technology. As music educators, there is so much that we can achieve even without the traditional techniques, and with more technology. We can redefine what studio lessons look like. We can create music with iPads. We can examine our vocabulary with our students to become truly rewarding instead of always saying, "good job." And even we can change how students view music as a whole. This is where I want to see institutional music going with music educators in school and outside in the world. We can take these practices and put them to work in our own lives too. The idea to be always learning takes these views and summarizes them into a short motto that encompasses my opinions on how we can teach music. But it remains to look at who we are teaching. It matters. Be always learning never looks the same twice. It always means to adapt and accept everyone's upbringing around us, not just our own. We must be inclusive and respectful to others. If they have a disability, we have a conversation and adapt to them what is best. If they are struggling, we adapt to them and we help them. We must look at music education not as its own entity, but the people that make up music education. Our attitude in music education can be summed up as be always learning. It is a summary of who we are as music educators, our practices, what we can challenge, and who we are teaching. It cannot be broken down further as we learn and explore these aspects of music education and its effect on the world and the people that live in it.